Let me start by saying I hope everyone is keeping safe and staying well. I want to start by acknowledging the absence of Mr. Nanu Pamnani. He was to me, a charismatic uncle. He was to us a dynamic director. And very importantly, a very thought-provoking guru to all of us at the management of Bajaj Auto. When I think of him today, I believe that if I had asked him where we should turn our attention in this moment of crisis, I think he would have said, look away from what is happening outside and look inside at your own immunity and what you can do to boost the immunity of the organization. So in that vein, I would like to share with you my thoughts today on what makes Bajaj Auto a resilient organization, particularly at the time of a crisis like this, and through those thoughts share with you some of the business updates. I would say our first immunity booster is simply our focus. About 15 years back, we decided that we were going to be a global company, and that is why today, 15 years later, almost half of what we make is sold overseas. I think we are a good example of Make in India, and I think we are an outstanding example of Atmanirbhar India. We are present in over 70 countries in a meaningful manner, and I'm happy to share with you that Rakesh and his team have made inroads into important ASEAN markets in the last 12 months, including Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, now Indonesia for the second time, etc. We are also close to starting operations in Brazil. Perhaps over the next 12 months, we will be able to do that. The result of focus, friends, is less what it tells us to do. It is more what it tells us not to do that is important. One of the things we have learned not to do is not to make what somebody referred to as the normal scooter. We don't want to build a normal business. We want to build an extraordinary business. And I urge you to wait for just a few more weeks. And if you were to see the results of the first quarter of our listed competitors who have ventured to make normal scooters, I think you will be quite relieved that we have not gone down that path. Our second immunity booster, I think, is our versatility. If you reflect on this later, you will find that there is absolutely no two-wheeler or motorcycle company in the world that demonstrates the versatility that we do. At the one end of the spectrum, we make a motorcycle called the Boxer, which is extremely popular in Africa, that we sell for as little as $400. And on the other hand, we have the capability within the same company to make the racing motorcycles of KTM that we export to the US, to Europe, to Japan and Australia as well. Incidentally, I'm happy to share with you that due to the structural change in mobility as a direct impact of what has happened in the last few months, there is a great increase in the demand for KTM motorcycles in the markets that I just mentioned. In June, for example, KTM, particularly for the small motorcycles that we export to them, witnessed a year-on-year growth in Australia of 100%, in the US of nearly 45%, and across the continent of Europe of about 30%. So this is in a way a very positive development for us in these very, very difficult times. Our third immunity booster is our focus on leadership. We know as a marketing organization that business is only rewarding if your brand is number one or number two in its segment. And I'm happy to share with you that we continue to be number one or number two in the segments in which we participate worldwide in most of our major markets. Of course, in the markets that we have recently entered, that will take some time to achieve. Number four, what gives us strength is our alliances. What started with KTM in a small way in 2007 has now become a very, very strong global alliance. To this, we added the brand Husqvarna in the last couple of years. And the Huskies, as we call them, have been introduced all over the world now, including to the Indian market in the last few months. And we are very happy with the way the market has responded to them. I'm sure you've also heard that in the last 12 months, we have sealed our alliance with Triumph, another outstanding company, you could say the alter ego of KTM, because Triumph is the iconic classic motorcycle, as much as KTM is the iconic racing motorcycle. Back home in India, in Bangalore, we are very proud of our new alliance with the micro-mobility specialist, Yulu, led by Amit Gupta and his team. And I think this is yet another very promising business vertical for us in the future. Number five, technology. Bajaj Auto continues to be a pioneer in motorcycle technology. I don't think there is any technology in the world of motorcycles, that is not in our possession. And indeed, very often, we lead the way. And within Bajaj Auto, it is our R&D, which is now over 1,200 strong, that leads the way. I am happy in that context to share with you that we are shortly about to open our first international design center in Bangkok, and very soon we will follow up with one in Europe. Number six, I would say, is integration. Integration with our distributors overseas, with our many dealers in this market, with our suppliers, and with the suppliers of our suppliers. This very close integration with dealers and distributors who are exclusive to our business, and suppliers who, while not being exclusive, are significantly, if I may say so, dependent on us, gives us the best of both worlds. On the one hand, they take care of many of, let's say, the more downstream issues, allowing us at Bajaj to focus on our core competence. And yet at the same time, since they are so tightly knit to us, they are as committed to our business as we would be ourselves. Point number seven, modularity. Modularity is something we keep in mind for both our product and our process. We create platforms for our products, we create platforms for our processes across our plants and also with our suppliers. For our powertrains, for our frames, for our suspensions, for our electronics. The direct benefit of this is in terms of both quality and cost. Creating platforms helps us to create a stable operation which gives us reliable and high quality and keeps our cost low by giving us economies of scale. Point number 8, I would say, is frugality. In the auto business, it is often thought that the most important component of cost is material cost, because it can typically account for 70% of the cost of goods sold. But the reality is that the material cost is not very different between competitors, and therefore does not offer any significant competitive advantage to one over the other. 30 years ago, MIT made it fashionable to talk about lean manufacturing. Bajaj Auto has moved forward from lean manufacturing to lean engineering and lean marketing. As a result of lean engineering, I believe we have a fixed cost which is globally competitive, perhaps one of the best. And we also have a very tight marketing budget because we believe our brands and our products speak for themselves. As an example of this, let me share with you that in the month of June that just passed, last month, despite operating at only 65% of capacity, because we were constrained by the occasional lockdowns at Aurangabad and Chakan. So despite operating at only 65% capacity, our break-even point is so low thanks to lean engineering and lean marketing that our June EBITDA stood at 19.8%, despite the fact that our very profitable three-wheeler business is very deeply impacted for the moment. So a June EBITDA of 19.8% should tell you what frugality is about at Bajaj Auto. Point number 9 would be productivity. The prime mover for productivity across all functions and operations at Bajaj Auto is TPM, that we have been practicing for 24 years now. And of course, one of the outcomes of that is the productivity of all our employees from the top to the bottom. I believe we have one of the most competitive cost structures as far as employee cost is concerned in the industry. And this despite the fact that our CTC compares with the best, not only in our industry, but across industries. Point number 10, differentiation. As a marketing company, we believe strongly in the old adage that you must have a very strong USP. But to us, the USP now means not just a unique selling proposition, but a unique strategic proposition. And strategy that starts with technology finds its way all the way across to distribution. We believe so strongly in differentiation, which is why when we had a choice in 2011 between taking the easy route of supplying or distributing KTM motorcycles into Bajaj dealerships or taking the longer route, the more difficult path of setting up a all-new pro-biking network for KTM, we chose the latter. Because we knew that setting up an exclusive, differentiated network would be a strength in the long term. Today, that has been validated, and if you were to compare us with our competition that took the easier route, you would know what I mean. We are going down the same path with the Chetak. It would have been all too simple to supply the Chetak into 700 existing Bajaj dealerships. Unfortunately, this jewel would have been lost amongst all the motorcycles that are currently there. We have therefore taken the slower but deeper route once again of creating an exclusive distribution network for Chetak, starting as we have at the present with Pune and Bangalore. Point number 11, from differentiation follows niche. We like to say God is in the detail, profit is in the niche. We believe in this because we are the world's largest three-wheeler makers. The three-wheeler started as a niche over 50 years ago, and for many people, it is still a niche. But what a profitable niche it is. All the brands that we have been fortunate to bring to market in the last few years, including Pulsar, Avenger, more recently the Dominar, and now the Qute that Rakesh alluded to, they all start as a niche. And as the marketing principle goes, if you want to sell volumes, you have to market a niche. So we are always creating not just new technologies and products, but new segments and new niches to drive future volumes and future growth. Point number 12, and for me this is perhaps one of the most important points, is scalability. Our marketing guru Jack Trout taught us that especially when you're selling something that costs as much as ₹1 lakh, if not more, you truly cannot sell. You can only supply a reason to buy. And that is why we think of ourselves not as a automotive, i.e. engineering company, but as a automotive, i.e. FMCG company, where the corporate brand is of greater concern to the shareholder, to the employee, to the supplier, to the dealer. But to the customer, it is the B2C brand or the product brand such as Pulsar, Avenger, Dominar that is of primary importance. Everything we do from design to communication is focused on this B2C brand. And that is what makes, I believe, our products so remarkable from design through performance to communication. Point number 13 is priceability. At the end of the day, every strategy comes down to two options. One, to provide the same product as does your competitor at a significantly better price, directly or indirectly, or to provide much more product in real and perceptual terms for the same price. The first option is simple. Make the same stuff and discount it. But it's the second one that brings out the best in engineers and in marketers. And that is the path we have always taken. And that is why sometimes when I'm asked, why is Bajaj so obsessed with the 20% EBITDA? I say that we are not obsessed with any EBITDA. We are only obsessed with priceability. We should be able to sell what we make at the same price as our competitor, as our leading competitor. And we should always challenge ourselves to provide more value in the product, in the retail experience, in the after-sales experience to justify that price. Our fourth immunity booster is alignment. Alignment of the brand, i.e. Bajaj, KTM, Chetak, with the organization within the company. So for each of these brands, in our business verticals under Rakesh, we have dedicated teams that live and die every day with these brands. This follows through in operations, i.e. in the plants, in engineering, in purchasing, where we have, again, as much as is possible, very clear responsibility for the brands. And finally, as I mentioned before, in distribution, where we do not mix up motorcycles with three-wheelers or KTM with Bajaj motorcycles. Our 15th immunity booster is agility. And agility depends on the team. I believe we have a very tightly knit 13-member CMC, our Corporate Management Committee, and a 7-member management board. And I think we have very clear responsibilities, which makes us individually exclusive, but mutually exhaustive. If I were to describe them in one word, they would be this. My job is simply to provide direction. Joe's job as CTO is creation. Pradeep's job as ED of all operations is execution. Rakesh's job as ED of all marketing, sales, business operations is realization. He has to make sure people pay for what we sell. Saumen's job as CFO is confirmation. Unless he confirms, the board does not believe that we are doing a good job. And Ravi Kiran as head of HR, it's satisfaction. He has to make sure everybody directly and indirectly associated with Bajaj is happy to be here. And in that context, I want to compliment him and his team at HR, who have helped all of us keep up our spirits, just figuratively, not literally, over the last 3 months. I think we have been unique in being able to manage the impact on our operations between 24th March and 31st of May with absolutely no wage cuts, with absolutely no layoffs, not only for our own people, but even for those of the contractors associated with us. Of course, before I forget, we are also a company that sometimes tends to annoy its competitors in the industry, sometimes people in government. That is why the chairman's job is protection. He has to protect all of us. Point number 16, diversity. Chairman talked about this. Today I'm very proud to tell you that over the last 12 months we have acquired and welcomed to our fold some outstanding international designers from Europe, from Italy, from Japan, from South Korea. And very soon you will see the impact of their work. The percentage of women, of girls who work, particularly at our R&D, at Chakan, at Pantnagar, continues to grow. Our IBU, that is the EBU, the Export Business Unit team, gets more diverse with every year. And as Chairman already mentioned, diversity comes like never before to the board of Bajaj Auto as well, with the inclusion of Abhinav Bindra. I have known Abhinav personally for the last few years, since just before he went to Brazil. He's a modest chap who likes to say that his only virtue in life is the ability to stay still in mind and body, irrespective of the circumstances around him. But I think he does not realize that that is the essence of yoga. Because Guruji B.K.S. Iyengar always told me, yoga is to be stable in unstable situations. Abhinav is now mentor, guru, guide to not just many upcoming sportsmen, but to various people in various walks of life. And all of us who are part of Bajaj Auto, we are going to, I am sure, immensely benefit from his experiences over time. Number 17, fallibility. Fallibility is the ability to go with failure. As someone said, if a victory is described in adequate detail, it can no longer be distinguished from defeat. Because all victory comes from learning from defeat. All success comes actually from failure. I remember having started our motorcycle business in the mid-80s. Up until 1997, for 12 years, we failed repeatedly. We were always number 4 as a motorcycle maker in this country. But we have learned from that, moved forward from that. And today, we are the 3rd largest motorcycle maker in the world. Having achieved that in such a short period of time, I think gives us great confidence that we can do much better in the next 10-15 years. Number 18, anti-fragility. While failure is welcome, we do not wish to repeat our mistakes. And more importantly, we have to ensure that a management error now and then does not become a corporate failure. And I think we can see that in our first quarter results, where we managed to deliver, I believe, a decent performance despite a desperate quarter. I was very pleased to see yesterday that between Rakesh and Pradeep, they have planned a level of volume for the month of August that is actually back to normal times, as would be the case before the COVID pandemic. And it gives me confidence that by the time we are in September or latest in October, we are actually, I'm tempted, likely to see our best ever performance, if not better than that. So I feel rather confident of the way we are moving forward at this time. And I think it is a result of having built great resilience as an anti-fragile company. Finally, number 19, it's about immunity. As much as one has to build the immunity in the constitution of a human being, one must build greater and greater immunity in the business model of an organization. And simply put, this is done with the approach of less being more, I think. Participate in lesser segments, with lesser brands, with lesser products, with lesser resources, I think is the way to achieve more. So friends, in the days of COVID-19, I thought these would be the 19 immunity boosters that might be meaningful to share with all of you. I think Nanu uncle would approve of this thought process. And having started with the sad news of his not being here, I want to end on a positive note with some good news. You see, it is said that life is a circle of life. You know, we are in the monsoon season, and then we will be in autumn and winter and spring and summer, and again we will be in the monsoon. So seasons move in a circle. The seed draws from the soil and becomes a plant, a tree. Then we have fruit and leaves and flowers, and they return to the soil and the circle starts again. And then similarly, you know, we are born, we are infants, then we are children, then we are adults, then we grow old. And in our old age, it is said we become like children again. You know, so yesterday you may have heard, those of you who joined us yesterday, that from 31st of July, chairman will step down as chairman of Bajaj Finance. He already relinquished the same position at Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Holdings last year. So this is also a circle of life. I am not saying from an adult he is becoming a child again. I am just saying he started from Bajaj Auto. He went through Holdings, Finserv, Finance. He has come back now to the origin, to Bajaj Auto. And he's, I don't know what he's whispering in my ear, but something about the insurance companies. But I am sure that to have him exclusively for Bajaj Auto, all of you are as excited as, you know, I obviously am. So that is a very good news for us as we go into the future. On that happy note, once again, I hope you are all well. I hope you all stay well. And I thank you for your time.